expressed on the Jay Thomas Show are the opinions of the host, participating callers, and/or listener emails, texts, and/or letters, and are not necessarily the opinions of WDAY or Forum Communications. WDAY 970 AM and 93.1 FM invites you to make your opinion known. We pride ourselves on exploring all viewpoints on any topic.
Do you know who I am? I don't know how to put this, but I'm kind of a big deal. People know me.
I'm very happy for you.
Jay Thomas Show. Good afternoon. Welcome to the program. We roll through your Monday afternoon. As always, a bunch of topics we're going to toss out. We hope you respond to them, have fun with us, or get mad. Argue, bicker, laugh, cry. Well. Kyle, another weekend, couple-day blizzard, because God forbid we could just have it last one day. Let's just have the whole weekend go. Now, I know you're home. You have issues when it comes to putting your snow places, correct?
There's just a lot of snow everywhere.
Yeah, I mean, do you have like issues trying to where am I going to put this snow or?
No, not really.
Oh, you don't. Okay, I thought you did. I thought you were having problems with that.
No, there's just snow everywhere.
I was just going to ask. Come on, play along. Okay, don't just play along, Kyle. All right, don't be Mr. Serious.
No, I'm always Mr. Serious. I gotta keep us on a straight edge.
No, you don't need to.
You're the one that gets to act all goofy.
No. You don't need to keep us on a straight edge. Neither one of us need to keep us on a straight edge.
If I didn't, we'd be in big trouble.
That's what makes it fun, dude. Come on, man. No, I thought that you had a problem with your neighbor next, that there was just no place to put the snow. That's why I was asking you. Figured after this storm, it's like
the houses are so close to one another that we can't really even get through there. The snow just piles up.
Yeah,
in between the houses.
You got your meters and everything cleaned out.
Yeah,
I get all that done this weekend too. Hey, Rob, up in Minot, did you guys get hit with this, or did you guys miss out on this last?
We missed out. We had some wind. It drifted a little bit, but we had a very modest amount of snow and then a whole bunch of wind. Which kind of whipped it up, but no, really nothing at all. Every storm we get this season, I'll say it again, it's like we've never had a storm before. It's the first time we've ever had winter weather, bad winter weather. People, again, complaining that the streets aren't wide enough, that now their mailboxes are getting, before it was the driveways. They come in and they plow and they bury my driveway entrance. Well, that's part of living up here. Now I noticed today it's mailboxes. People are upset because the plow crews are burying their mailboxes and they can't get to them. Well, that too is part of being a homeowner. The plows can't just slow down at every mailbox and not plow. We've been through this, people.
So I have the mailbox next to my front door.
You know what I was kind of laughing at? We've covered the Alaris Center up at Grand Forks on the blog over the years quite a bit. Publicly funded. It's a place that pretty consistently hasn't made money. I mean, I think there were a few years where they were running in the black, but for the most part, they're not making money. They will rely heavily on taxpayer subsidies. Anyway, there was an article coming up that they're going to come out with their financials in a little bit, but they were sort of, preparing people for the fact that the Alaris Center is going to have lost money yet again. Mm-hmm. And their big excuse was, well, there was a whole bunch of snow removal they had to do this year. Right? And it's like, you built this in North Dakota.
I can beat that.
Did you not think that they were going to have to remove snow? And by the way, every business has to remove snow. I mean, you don't think there's a business with a brick and mortar presence in North Dakota that doesn't have snow removal costs? Come on.
It's again, I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's that, people can now vent on social media or what, but I just do not ever remember people complaining in past winters as much as they are this winter. Last winter was horrible too.
I think it's everybody feels like they have an audience now.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, everybody's in their own little reality show on TV and they have an audience to feed. And listen, I mean, you and I are in the content creation business, right?
Yes.
So
yes.
We know what it's like to have that daily content beast you have to feed every day, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Everybody feels that now. And so what are you going to fill it up? Well, the weather, right? That's an easy thing. That's low-hanging fruit. I was making fun of it the other day. I posted on Twitter. It was like obligatory, it's cold outside tweet.
That's all it was. Because, I mean, everybody's posting like, oh, my God, it's cold. Well, it's January, and you live in the upper Midwest. So, come on.
You know, speaking of being in the business of creating content and entertainment, and I know you get these quite a bit. I do too, and the real good ones, I'm saving them. At some point, I'm going to remember to go to the store and buy some frames and hang them on the wall in my office.
Did you get a nasty email?
Oh, dude, this one is, and I made the mistake of responding back to this knothead, and then it was back and forth, and I just finally spammed him out and said, I'm done with you. You're an idiot. So I got to read this one. You'll love this.
Okay.
So will you listeners. I have to watch some of the words I can't use. Evidently, this guy was probably drinking at 9:58 p.m. on Saturday.
That seems like a reasonable time to be drinking.
Yeah, it seems like a reasonable time to email the Jay Thomas Show. So this loser here, and reading this, you can kind of tell that there's probably some alcohol or something else involved. And then this guy went on to tell me that he worked in major market radio, blah, blah, blah. It says, I heard you have a car show on TV, LOL. You can't afford expensive cars, LOL. You are an unpredictable, unprepared radio blankety blank blank hack wannabe. You aren't even in a major market and your ratings suck. I don't know whose ratings this guy's reading. Oh, by the way, redneck, your nose looks even bigger on TV. And then something about my son, something goes on about my son being a whore.
Wow.
Yeah, how about that? Isn't that lovely?
I would have thrown in a mention of your chicken legs. I would have tried to work that in.
I get that all the time.
Hey, next day, Jay Thomas
I would be talking
show,
about legs there, Rob Ford.
Jay Thomas, yeah. Well, mine look like a couple of drumsticks. Hey, Jay Thomas. Hey, I'm not above making fun of myself. By the way,
I'm not either.
Jay Thomas hate mail. I would love to help you with your grammar and spelling. If you just forward your drafts to rob@sayanythingblog.com. We'll work on them. We'll get them nice and polished up for Jay before you send them up. Yeah,
clean them up a little bit. Hey, email listener says, Jay, what happened to your podcast? It hasn't been a new one since December 18th. They're up every day. Kyle puts them up. I don't know, emailer, where you're going for them.
I wonder if there's because I was actually just logging in, looking at my podcast stats, and you're on the same system. I think you guys are still doing them through the video player. I wonder if he's subscribed to the Libsyn feed. We have kind of two different feeds going on, and I'm not sure where everybody's putting the content. But that may be it. And I guess I haven't looked. I can look at your content right now.
Yeah, I know, Kyle, you put them up at Inform, right? They just go to inforum.com.
Right. They're actually can be located in several spots.
Yeah, but that's the easiest, right?
That's where you can actually go to a website, get the podcast.
Yeah, no, and you have the other feed, too. I'm looking at Fridays right now. So
yeah, so I don't know, listener, where you're going. I would just go to inform.com. Kyle usually has them up by 6 o'clock the same evening. So, Jay, there's a reason I call them stupid flakes. Once they fall, people get stupider. I don't know. Yeah. This person messaged me that Google Podcast app. Dom Izzo's show comes through there. I don't know. Are we just go to inforum.com. That's what I suggest. They're up there every day. We don't do them through Google, do we, Kyle?
You can. This one you can.
All right.
Because you have one published through Libsyn. I'm looking at it right now, so you can subscribe there. I don't know why. Maybe he's subscribed to an old feed. Because we've
changed it around. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, hopefully that'll fix it. All right, Rob, I don't know which one to hit first. Let me take a break. We'll decide. We got multiple things today.
That's weird.
I know.
That's weird.
I know you went. Hey, do you have Casey General Stores up there in Minot?
I think we do. Now that you mention it, I don't know.
Because Casey's bought out all the Stop and Goes down here.
Oh, really?
I heard something from one of their managers the other day, and I'm like, whoa, really?
Interesting.
Then I reached out to Casey's, and I got a voicemail for somebody down at their corporate office. So hopefully I'll hear back. It has to do with how you're going to be able to purchase gas at Casey General Stores.
Really?
Kind of went, whoa, wait a minute here. Really? I'll tell you about that when we come back, you and the listeners. And then I know you did a piece last week on the whole new 21-year-old smoking law that the feds put in place. We'll hit that. We got to talk about our local lawmakers and social media because...
Well,
maybe they ought to just stay off it when they're
in office.
We busted a couple. I know Jeremy Turley, Forum News Service, had one. I had another one with some questionable racially tinged jokes. I don't get it. Social media is a great tool for elected officials to communicate with their constituents, particularly very local.
But yeah.
What are you doing? And by the way, Jim Casper. Jim Casper's a friend of mine.
I know Jim too.
I like Jim, but for crying out loud, nobody hacked your Facebook, pal.
Well,
come on.
I defended him last week, and then I went on his Facebook page and I went,
all right.
Oh, wait a minute.
Wait
a minute here.
I've been Jim Casper's Facebook friend since he first had a Facebook, and I'm telling you, this is pretty standard fare.
Well, I'm friends with him on Facebook, but I've never, there's a lot of people you don't see their feeds. You don't see everybody's.
I don't read anybody's.
But I went on
his.
And I'm like, oh, Jim, come on, dude.
Oh, buddy.
You were not. I'm like, wait a minute. You weren't hacked. Come on, man.
Yeah.
All right, let me take a break. We'll come back, and you're welcome, my listeners, to jump in anytime, 293-9000. Toll-free, 1-888-970-9329. My email, talkwdy.com, Jay Thomas Show.
It's my Jim Dandy. Jim Dandy to the rescue. Jim Dandy to the rescue. Jim Dandy to the rescue. Got Jim Dandy. Got Jim Dandy. I was sitting on a mountaintop, 30,000 feet to drive.
All right, 221 Jay Thomas Show. We haven't gotten to a topic yet, Rob. Hey, the Casey General Store thing. I just told our news department they're going to go try to do some digging and calls too. I made some calls in corporate office and I haven't heard back, but I was told by one of the managers that I believe it's February 2nd. And again, folks, don't this is what I was told by a manager, and I'm doing some check-in, that all Casey's General Stores are going to pay at the pump only, that you will not be able to go in with cash and buy your gas. You will have to use a card at the pump. And I'm like, whoa, wait a minute. I don't know if that's such a great idea.
There's a Casey's that's right next to my house, and I avoid it because everything is prepay.
Well,
card.
So that one already is.
Even a card. No, you have to go in. You can't pay at the pump.
Oh, you have to go in at that one.
You have to go in even if you're going to use a card.
Even before you even pump fuel?
Before you even pump fuel.
Really?
What a pain.
You have to prepay even if you're at the... Like, if you're going to go to the pump with a card and just pay at the pump and go, you can't do that. You have to go in with your card and have it pre-authorized before you can even put any gas in your car.
Now I'm wondering if this person that told me this, if they're not understanding, maybe Casey's is going to that model that's by your place.
Because I've heard of prepay with cash, but not with a card.
I'm
you
trying to figure out what the
at
point
pump.
is. Right. I mean, if your card gets declined,
you
have a
declined,
pump and
you don't get any gas.
Right, exactly. What's the point of going inside?
But we've had this conversation before, and don't a lot of these places, if you go pay for gas at the pump using your card, they hold extra funds out of your account for a certain amount of time. Let's say your gas was $40. All right. Well, they're also going to pull another $75 out of your account to make sure, I believe, it clears or whatever it might be. And I remember people saying, yeah, there's stickers, right, real tiny stickers, and if you look on some of these places on the pumps, and a little tiny sticker will say, this business holds whatever amount from. So I don't know.
I've seen that at hotels. I've never seen that at a gas station.
Oh yeah. Do you prepay your gas at a gas station, Rob?
No, I just roll up and pay at the pump with my card. I swipe the card, pump the gas, I leave.
Okay, well, I'm sorry. That's what I meant. Just swipe the card, leave. Next time you do that, look on the pump. It's usually just a real small sticker.
Yeah, but I've never even seen that like in my bank account. Like when
I don't. Well, and not all places do it. Not every one of them, but a lot of them do. So it depends on where you're guessing.
What I can tell you is that, like with a credit card, if you pay with a credit card at the pump, there's a pre-authorization that goes onto the card. It doesn't actually post, so you wouldn't see it in your transactions. It's just an authorization that goes through until you finish pumping your gas. Then it takes a day or two to go off of your account.
I suppose what they're basically making sure is, does this guy have money in his account before he fills his?
Sure.
It's to stop you from filling your tank with gas and then your card gets declined, and then you leave. I guess
they're covering their butts, but I just wonder how much of a pain it's because not everybody. I've never paid at the pump. I just because
You worry about the skim. What are those card skimmers and stuff? I always go in and pay cash. Always do.
There was a station here because I'm big on paying with my phone now, where you just tap the phone, and it's like it's awesome. Like Android Pay or Google Pay, I guess they
There's
call it
Apple
now.
Pay.
Apple Pay is another one. A lot of those, it's great. And the great thing about it too is it doesn't use your card number. Like the other people, they don't even get your card number at all. There's like a one-time number that they use just for the transaction while you're doing it.
Yeah.
But then outside of that, they don't get anything. And you're still using your debit card. Like I just have it saved in my Google account, and then I just tap my phone when I want to pay for something. It's perfect.
Man, you got to get with the times.
Yeah,
man.
a lot of these big companies are actually turning into banks.
There was a well, Facebook wants to be. Facebook's to have their own currency, or they're trying to.
Yep.
All right. Do we want to hit any of these topics today, Robert?
I don't know. We have like 4 minutes left.
I know. All right. So real. Well, you know what? Let's. Okay. So Jim Casper. Do you think Jim's just like this guy's just playing stupid here, or what?
I think that Jim suddenly realized that there was going to be a light. Because here's the thing, and this may seem a little odd because Facebook's not exactly new, and at this point, elected officials should know better.
He's been on it for quite some time.
He's been on it for a while.
Yeah.
You're an elected official. You should know better. And I think all of a sudden a reporter calls him, and they panic. Because I have been the person who calls a few times.
Yeah.
Right? And they panic, and they clench up. I mean, I had I called, Johnson, Daniel Johnson, who's running, he's a state lawmaker from Catherine, North Dakota, sort of the Jamestown area. He's running for state treasurer. And I called him. I had two stories. One, he had some civil. He's running for treasurer, which obviously is and he had some civil judgments on his record. And I called him about that, and he just, I think he just clammed up, and he's like, I don't remember anything about those. Right? Well, come on. I think you remember. And then another one, I called him, and there were some jokes that he had, or some things that he had posted online. A reaction to a joke about a car being stolen at a black church.
Black church, yeah.
I mean, not real good stuff. And I called him about those. And again, it was, I don't remember. He says, he goes, it's probably accurate if you're telling me, but I don't remember. And
well, it's like
like
Casper too is saying that I'm not tech savvy. Well, come on, dude, you've had your Facebook page for years. I mean,
and how tech savvy do you have to be for Facebook? All right. My mother is 80 years old. She's on Facebook. Come on.
She probably does better than I do on Facebook.
And I mean, I haven't seen someone's Facebook get hacked and then have someone post that kind of stuff on there. I mean, the thing that would the telltale sign for Jim Casper's account getting hacked would be like you could get Ray-Ban sunglasses for $5, or something,
or like Barack Obama is awesome, right? Something like that.
Then you would know. For sure.
Wait a minute, that is not Jim Casper.
I think this was Jim. Jim was because if you go through his page, you see he clicks and shares stories, and he got busted.
Listen, if he feels that way about Islam, he should just own it. Just own it.
Yeah.
Like if you posted it, then just explain why you posted it. Why did you find those articles interesting? Why explain it?
Do you honestly? Honestly, I think most people really don't give a damn about what some politicians posted on their face. I honestly really
to
don't.
A point. I mean, I think it has to be really bad.
Unless it's just really over.
Right.
Yeah, unless it's over the top. But like what Casper's posting, what your guy out there that's running for treasurer, I think most people look at that. It'll be forgotten. They don't care.
I don't think it's the sort of thing. Listen, I think they're valid news stories, and I think people like me and people like Jared, like reporters, that we got to cover them. They're out there.
You do.
They're important and they're controversial, and I think. But the thing is, we are so entrenched. I mean, is that going to make a Republican voter say, "Oh, well, now I'm going to vote for the Democrat because he posted that"? Probably not.
Nope, and vice versa.
But in this instance, Jim Casper is going to be facing a primary challenger in his district.
He is.
So
all you need to do is ask Jim Casper how he feels about Islam at a town hall, and you'll get your answer right there. You don't have to look at his Facebook page.
Right.
No, that's what I'm saying. I think people just don't. But it's amusing to read, that's for sure.
Although also, the fact that he was posting on there, I mean, if that's his candid views on Islam, then okay. At least we know them. They're out there. Just own it.
Like you said, own it, then. Hey, what's going on with you and columnist Roxanne Solonen?
We're having a little bit of a back and forth about, and it's very respectful. I like Roxanne's work. We don't necessarily agree. She's a lot more socially conservative than I am. But I wrote a column where NDSU has that junk mail thing. Where
don't they mail out condoms and stuff to students?
Right. And generally I'm supportive of. I'm a pro-life person, and if you want to lower the number, because a lot of social conservatives didn't like that, and so my argument to social conservatives is, you guys are against abortion, you want to lower the number of abortions that are happening. Well, access to birth control and sex education are going to help do that.
Yeah.
Roxanne, I got a lot of feedback from saying they don't agree. And Roxanne had a column today where she was disagreeing with me, and then I came back with a post where she's actually going to be on the podcast. We're going to record it tomorrow.
Oh,
I should have it up tomorrow afternoon of her and I discussing this. I respect but don't agree with her position on it, but we're gonna talk it out, because I think this is an area where social conservatives can get with the times a little bit. Abortions happen when there's an unwanted pregnancy, so if we lower the number of unwanted pregnancies, we can have fewer abortions, which I think just about everybody wants.
Yeah, because her whole piece was about, wasn't it about this NDSU junk mail program?
Right.
And then she's someone that believes sex should happen only in a marriage and only for procreation.
Right. And
if I'm not
so
mistaken.
she's basically, her argument is, we send this stuff out, it's going to promote promiscuity. My argument is, I found a survey going back to the 1950s. Jay,
I saw that.
Like
I saw that.
75% of people were having sex before marriage.
Yeah,
right. There was no golden era where everybody waited until marriage. Most Americans, by far, have sex before marriage. And why wouldn't you? Right? You test drive a car before you buy it.
Oh, and he went there.
I did.
Hey,
you can laugh about it if you want. I feel like you should try and see if you're sexually compatible with the person you're going to commit to living the rest of your life with. Maybe that's something to try first.
Yeah, this whole the teaching of abstinence. I mean, come on, let's get real. We're talking about human beings and human needs and desire. I'm sorry that I'm not sorry. The humans are humans, man.
Right.
I mean, if you want to believe that it should only be after marriage and only for procreation, well, fine. That's your belief. But welcome to the real world.
Yeah, most people don't feel that way. Most people are going to have sex before marriage. And hey, if you're going to have sex, do it responsibly. Use birth control. Yes.
All right. So the podcast, is that podcast tomorrow with you and Roxanne?
Yeah, we're going to record it in the morning. Actually, I should have it up by tomorrow afternoon.
Roxanne, you don't have... Okay, never mind.
Oh, God.
All right.
We're not bringing that up.
Right. Rob Port, founder of SanythingBlog.com, columnist for
Totally
Forum
off the
Communications.
rails.
And that's what makes us...
It's not even the la-di-da.
So I heard we're
It's
number
not
one.
even the la-di-da yet, and we're off the rails.
Well, that's right. We're preparing for the la-di-da.
It's not even 3 yet, and we're off the rails.
Well, we have to be on the rails at 3 because Trooper's coming in to take phone calls. Hey, Rob, okay, you, my friend, have a good one. And I got to go. I don't know. I got to go try to keep this thing off the rails.
Take a commercial break, maybe. That would be because you're like 3 minutes overdue.
All right, thanks, buddy.
All right.
Later.
Bye.
Kyle ain't keeping it on the rails. 2:33. That is WDAY time, the Jay Thomas Show. News, weather coming up.